Okay, here we are in another best of three here, trying to determine the strongest Korean amateur in this tournament. And this one is going to star here in the blue Infernal gruu. It says Bitmaxi down there, but his name is gruu in the tournament standings. And his opponent is going to be the red Vanguard, and this is going to be Brave.
Another Vanguard versus Infernal. Nice to see them on a bit of a smaller map. As much as I do love those big macro games, it sometimes it can take a like. I was very happy to see KR Bob show us that Isle of Dread doesn't have to be a super long macro game where it's like, all right, we'll just spend the first 10 minutes watching them like scout each other. They spend a long time like getting up to 300 supply, taking all the camps on the map, and then finally blob versus blob, and it's one big fight. It was cool to see a bit of a faster Isle of Dread map go down, but Algorithm, I want you to know something. I learned something about this game every time I stream with you. I did not know that clicking on the map name, you could have it, you could turn it into best of, whatever number. Yeah, like the best of 3.
Yeah,
I had no idea that was a thing.
now you know.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that came when they made this cool new observer UI. It came with that and the ability to put the score between the players down there as well. So
Yeah.
they do love us, out here in the casting world and the observing world. They're trying to give us the tools that we know and love from StarCraft 2 and other games. So I'm very optimistic about what we're going to see in the future.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really looking forward to the caster tools that are going to come out, and a lot of it's going to be very helpful too, just for our sake and for the viewers' sake of knowing a bit more about the state of the game. Like seeing the resource counts is nice, but also seeing the flow rate of the resources will be super nice as well. But here we see Brave. I don't know why I'm anticipating it to be KR Bob being super annoying with his dog again, but
Yeah,
oh, that poor imp.
the spirit
The
of
dog's
KR Bob is still here.
Yeah, yeah.
So we did see Brave opened with a shrine, or sorry, a command post into a barracks on the low ground. It looks like a second barracks is going up there. And I didn't quite see the ordering here of the vault and the shrine, so I wasn't quite paying attention. It looks like the vaults were out before the shrine. Actually, this shrine's pretty early.
Yeah.
Did you see
I think
that?
the shrine went down first, and I think the shrine went down first, and they finished right around the same time.
Yeah.
Just because the brute came out to help creep a bit. Oh, save
Ooh.
that brute. Oh well.
Did not save it and did not manually split it, but maybe that was just by intention. And a lot of times that first brute is just sacrificed for fiends.
Yeah.
Fiends, of course, give higher DPS if you can keep them alive. There we saw a brute get manually split. And this is just a dog trying to scout some timing here. Although this vision camp taken, and are they going to take the speed camp? A single fiend going in for some scouts.
Goes in. Sees a fully saturated mine and 5 workers on the Ethereum. I don't know if that tells you all that much, because that could be useful for just about anything. Doesn't see any mech bays out though.
Yeah, and doesn't see any biokinetics lab either. So I think knowing there's not going to be upgrades, I wonder what that says. I wonder if that means this is being a little bit more macro. There we go. Biokinetics lab now going down. And it looks like gruu took that as an indication that maybe he should put down a third, and he's gone ahead and put a third down. But here we go. Looks like Lancers on their way. This might be a little Lancer push a la KR Bob.
Yeah, Lancers earlier really good. I don't think we see tier 2 coming out from gruu just yet, but we did see it completed for Brave.
And we
So that
see
means
the
he's gonna have
promotes.
access to med techs. Yeah, we see all the promotes go down.
Yeah. Ooh,
That's
that Hexen.
Yeah, that
Ooh,
Hexen's
nice micro. No. She doesn't get away. The brutes try and turn. The Lancer said good enough. We got the Hex in. We're going home. Get those lightning legs. Zip out of there.
Yeah, that was already like a really good grab.
Yeah. And maybe also got a sniff of this Shroud Stone here and decided, yeah, I don't really want to
Just
push into that.
a faint whiff of Shroudstone, if
Yeah,
you will.
exactly. There's
Ode to Shroudstone.
the scent of Shroud in the air tonight.
I love it.
I think that's a Phil Collins song. Not sure.
I think you're right.
These Lancers, uh-oh, they might get bullied away from this by these brutes. And here's that hypothetical we were talking about, a bunch of Lancers versus a bunch of brutes. I think these Lancers win not just because of their AoE, there's more Lancers here. Ooh, and now the Lancers are the ones getting on top. So much damage on those brutes. But an effigy pops, so trying to get some white health regen, but the Lancers do snipe it. And nice micro to get a cabbage. And these brutes have to retreat. They're heading home. They're all very low. That one's gonna probably have to pop. Ooh, there he goes. Oh, but the Fiends somehow managed to survive and run away. Oh, I was like, am I lagging out here? No, the bots
No,
have been...
they just stopped building
It's
it.
just stopped building. Okay, what's this? Ooh, Spriggies. Sprigs on the map, chasing down the Lancers.
Yeah. Great catch. Great catches.
Yeah. How many will they be able to take out before they get home? They're running so far away.
Yeah. It seems like you would almost want to get ahead of all those Lancers before they start getting those kinetic redirection stacks and start like really sprinting away.
Right. But they did kill a lot of them, actually.
They did.
That's good news for gruu. Because I think part of the reason why Hair Bob was able to do so much damage is he was able to preserve those Lancers for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're already a tanky unit, but dealing that that AoE anti-light damage is just wild
wow.
to have them big inside of a base. Those Hornets are just sprinting through those Spriggans, though.
Yeah. Hornets tear through Spriggans. Even if you only have one or two.
Yeah, the flat cannon tells them all that they're
Oh
not
no.
welcome.
One Hornet. Oh, but with a promote to keep it alive.
There's a cheeky little RTB.
And the flat cannon for defense back. So,
Yep. I love that Sim City too, that little choke that he created at the bottom of his ramp.
exactly. Another flat cannon here trying to tear through those Spriggans, but there's just not an army here to defend it. Hornet comes in, and they turn to fight. Ooh, Nightfall.
And the Rampart bubble went down on the flat cannon as well, along with Bob Mass Repair.
Right,
Super good.
it did not go down at all. And oh, now we got a little bit of a Fiend snowball happening here. But Exo's clogging the way.
Yeah, and Fiend Snowball looks cool, but the flat cannon AoE dealing with like such low HP units that tend to clump up is, yeah, I think that's a fight that the Fiends just don't want to take. They're better off used at literally any camp.
Right.
What happens, I wonder, if an injured Shroudstone shoots a cabbage? Does the Shroudstone get healed?
That is an experiment that we definitely need to try someday.
Yeah.
That would be a cool way to heal Shroudstones, because otherwise they cannot be healed.
Yeah.
That's why I think Shroud Skin or 8 white health on buildings makes a lot of sense.
I agree. Or having some sort of mechanic where they can get some kind of HP back. It doesn't necessarily. Oh man, they need to decide on what to call white health.
Yes.
Call it Shroud Skin. I don't care. Call it
Call it
Call it
something.
mayonnaise crust. Yeah, anything other than like white health,
White
please.
Health. Definitely sounds like a placeholder name.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been trying to sell the Shroud skin, at least in my cast, so I'm gonna keep saying it until Frost Giant tells me to call it something else.
What what if they write it into the lore that like that's just what it's called? Like it's the scientists at Sigma have just started calling that extra bit of armor. It's like, oh, it's just their
That's just their White Health.
it puts this whitish protection around them. We'll just call it white health, and that becomes the in-game name for it. Oh, we see a bit of a shroud highway starting to happen. I do like seeing those.
But not just a Shroud Highway. Look at this defensive matrix up here on the high ground.
Yeah.
And we got the Shroud Stone here to try and defend this Luminite camp as well.
Holy static D, Batman.
Yeah. Okay, so is this army going to try... Ooh, these transferring bobs are going to turn into fiends. That's not good. Losing your bobs and adding some DPS to your opponent. But here come the Hornets and the Lancers. The Lancers kind of getting surrounded, but their kinetic redirect legs allow them to zip through. Trying to get into that defensive position by the flak cannon.
The Lancers. Oh, how are they allowed back into their own base? I thought they for sure were going to get body blocked in that choke, but they do manage to get up the ramp, and now it's just a straight up fight, like one front versus another. But I think these Exos are doing too good of damage against those heavily armored brutes.
Yeah,
and yeah, there's no way that this Infernal Force wins out this. Oh, it does scout out this expansion though.
yeah.
I don't know if you knew that was there before.
These units at the bottom, actually, now that there's the rampart's got the shield. What's the shield from the rampart called? Reinforced. It's reinforced the sentry post. These units, before that, they were doing some good damage. Oh, but we actually still see a battle going on at the ramp, so more reinforcements have shown up for gruu, and actually pushing the Exos up into their ramp, up by the flak cannon again.
Yep. Oh, and they're just gonna kite these brutes to death with their quick draw hustle.
Yeah, and so many units going down. It gives me pain as an Infernal player just watching so many get shredded there. But I think
what's the BK Lounge working on right now? Is it working on
it's
medtech upgrade?
It is not working.
The BK Lounge was just spinning on something.
Well, whatever it was, it's done. Oh, it's spinning back up again, and it is for survival protocol on the Exos. That's tier 3 upgrade, right?
It's so good.
Ooh, and this
Survival
Wraith Stone.
protocol is nasty.
Wraith Stone goes down. And gruu's re-creeping this camp. So it was some good aggression, and it was able to take out that one mining base. But I think there's just a lot of trade going on there, and I don't know what's necessarily in gruu's favor. With that said, his army is pretty large, and his army supply is in the lead by about 20 or 40, sorry.
Not to mention he's got that 700 Dargon that's going to do Putrid Breath all over everything.
Yeah.
Which, if you want to see a beautiful Nightfall Infestation in the back line there.
Yes.
And a Putrid Breath. Yeah, that the extra fiends that are going to pop out from all those Exos are going to be pretty spicy.
Yeah, they're already starting to snowball. The Exos trying to stay alive. They got their tier 3 upgrade already. But yeah, that's a surround and a GG out of Brave. Alright, here we are in game number 2. And the winner of game number 1 was gruu here in the blue Infernal. And hoping to take game number 2. Oh, I got the clicky bug. I cannot click. Let me fix that. That work? Yes, okay. And hoping to take game number 2, we'll try that again, is Brave in the red Vanguard. Already, we see the Hexen teleporting home. I wasn't sure where she was, but it's unlikely she got all the way to the other base. So she teleports home to fight the dog. And really, you don't want to fight the dog, so she goes and retreats back to the safety of her imp line. That's because the dog can just scoot out, eat a cabbage, come back at full health, and keep chewing on you.
Skull of Shadow's going to make it to the Vanguard main, though. Get a good scout.
Oh, is that what happened? Oh, good
Yeah.
call. Good call. I was like, she moved out and then she teleported away. But she fired off that skull ahead of time. So there you go. Good
Yeah.
spot there, Frank.
It's that skull lasts for so long. I see it on the 4-player maps, Lost Hope and Furious Resolve, that if the Hexen doesn't scout one of the adjacent maps, what they'll do is fire off a skull to the cross spawn to
Right.
see if that's where the opponent is, and then just by deduction they'll be able to find out where their opponent's at.
Yeah, and I do remember really early on in early access, scouting with your skull right off the bat was part of the meta. Like you would summon a skull and send it to your opponent's base before, at least at my rank level, it was before you would use them for creeping more.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see that it's starting to come back into the meta a little bit, where on larger maps like this, like you said, if needed, you'll summon a skull to try and get that scout in.
So, in your opinion, what is the deciding factor between, for an Infernal player, um, like what's the calculus behind either taking the double Luminite as a natural, or taking the Luminite Therium as your first expand? Because it looks like gruu
Oh,
went for the double Luminite expand first,
yeah.
which is harder to reinforce, but it's also double Luminite. But Infernals are they're so Therium hungry, not starved, I should say. They're just so
Yeah.
Therium hungry that I would imagine you would almost always want that Therium as your first expansion.
Yeah, I'm with you. And if you remember the older version of this map, you would usually the meta was to expand here first, and then they would often take this base as their third base. But there
Right.
used to be Therium here on the third base, so you would end up with 2 Luminite and 2 Therium. I think what's changed is now you go here, you get your 2 Luminite, but then you go here and you get your 2 Therium, and that's better than that old path because now that Therium's missing. That's my guess,
Gotcha.
but I've mostly just guessed that from watching like Theory Play or Snockstar or MSRM and so on. They tend to have adjusted to this new expansion pattern, so I think it's just adjusting to the new map, maybe.
And I get that it's a little bit riskier as it's being built, but once you have enough production structures down right there,
Yeah,
it no longer becomes reinforcing from your main. It's this double Luminite that becomes your main production hub, and then you can reinforce either south to double Therium or north to the main, or what was the main. But I have seen Infernal players putting down their research structures and basically just building up that double Luminite as their It's not their first base, but it does become their main base.
right. It's the house of all their main
Yeah,
production,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's the one they want to really defend. Okay, these lancers are in retreat. They're gonna catch these fiends, and oh, that's just food for lancers.
Yeah. Purees them.
Yeah. Oh, another one down. Only one makes it into the base. It's like I'm the lone winner.
Yep. He's the one that turns into Malak.
Exactly. He gets all the XP. Where's veterancy for fiends? Let's get that on.
Speaking of purees, what is your favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
Oh, geez, it's definitely potatoes. My
Is
family,
it?
my family makes mashed potatoes extra for me, just
That's
cause.
awesome. Just because they know you like them so much.
Yeah, just so they get some, because otherwise I'll eat them all.
For me, it's the cranberry sauce, but it's got to have like chunks of actual cranberry in there. If
Ooh,
it's from I don't care if it's from a can, I don't care if it's homemade, but like having chunky cranberry sauce, so good.
nice.
That's what goes on the Thanksgiving sandwiches when you've got leftover biscuits or whatever. Throw down a little bit of mashed potatoes. It's like the quote unquote peanut butter so all the other toppings like stick, and
Yeah,
then you put cranberry sauce on the other half, so that way like you've got some of the sweet, you've got some of the savory.
you got it all
Can't be
figured
beat.
out. Got to be better than fiend puree. That's what lancers eat.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, fiends are just full of cranberry sauce. Everyone knows that.
Oh, is that what they're full of? Let's see.
That's well, a little
Oh,
something.
oh. Yep, that's cranberry sauce indeed. Indeed it is.
Much like the health cabbages, when the health cabbages explode, it's not a blood splatter on the ground. They're just really green cranberries. No, loses the hexen.
Also full of cranberry sauce, it looks like. So
Also full of cranberry sauce.
yeah,
For this holiday season.
yeah. Poor Gaunts. They're like, out of the way, chunky brutes. Yeah, so that was some
Yeah,
good
there you
micro
go.
there to
There you go.
save those Gaunts. So a lot of brutes out here. Let's take a look. Oh, we actually have some Twilight Spires, and it looks like Shadowcleft almost done. We also have brute upgrades on the way. Do we have a ritual chamber out? No, so no ritual chamber yet. And now that we have our Shadowcleft, do we see some Spriggies coming? Not quite yet.
You know, I think the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like at first I was thinking that, man, as an Infernal player, Plague Axes is almost mandatory, isn't it, just for Fiend production? But no, going to that double Luminite mine, that double Luminite expansion, and going heavy on brutes, you still get a ton of fiends out of that. On top of getting the brute upgrades, so that you're spawning even more fiends.
Yep.
Like, yeah, you don't have much in the way of like ranged attacks, but if you supplement that with Spriggans to take out the front line of Lancers, like all the fiends that were produced by these brutes dying off can go straight to the back line once the front line's taken care of.
Good call. Yeah, and the only thing you're missing out on is maybe infest damage, which does do quite a bit, but the Spriggans, with their binding saliva, slow down the DPS of the opponent, which can be super helpful.
Yeah.
Now
And
this,
it's nice to have these it's nice to have the Twilights up and ready just in case the well, I mean, it basically telegraphs to the Vanguard player, it's like, yeah, you could build Helicarriers if you wanted to, but I'm going to have Shadow Flyers ready at a moment's notice. So it's almost like, I can't believe that flat cannon lived.
Exactly. I feel like he could have just waited half a second longer and killed it.
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple of Korean players do that. Is they'll over micro their units and then end up not killing the structure that they meant to, and it survives with like 50 HP. Or like you see command posts that that survive because of things like that. It's like they're like, oh well, I'll just micro my units back while the projectile's in flight, but it never actually fires the projectile.
Finds this hangar bay. That's a good
Great
kill.
reinforcement on the flat cannon, but it's not getting targeted at all. Now these Spriggans are gonna take care of that last Hornet and zip on back home.
So many Exos there, though. Did get a couple Spriggans in return.
Yeah.
Spriggans on top of the supply on the habitat there. It gets taken out. And then they rotate back.
Yeah, those Bastion reinforces are so good.
Right. From the
flat cannon, not getting repaired at all.
Ooh. There we go. And now this hangar bang that's just about done again is about to get taken out. It looks like Brave's
a couple Shadow Flyers out as well.
Little on his heels a bit, having to run his units back and forth. Oh, and there's actually brutes here, and they've taken out that flat cannon, so now when the Spriggans show up, there's almost free reign. The Bobs have turned to fight. They've been overcharged.
Bob's not having arms long enough to swat Spriggans out of the sky just yet.
Not quite.
So they're not going to be able to do much there, but they are going to be able to just do the heel hugs on one another.
Yeah, and
while the brutes try to DPS them down. Buy some time for the Vanguard army to rotate back up. And now the Exos are between the Spriggans and the main, so I don't think those Spriggans are going to go straight for the main if they decide to, but we do see that force of fiends that got to the main, I think it was.
Yep, but they're getting dealt with the flat cannon. The Spriggans are making it to the natural. Going to take two on that flat cannon that they couldn't take out the first time. They decide to go for the rampart first. That doesn't cancel the spell. Good to learn.
Good to know, yeah.
And that's just enough. Oh no. Between the reinforcement and the repair, there's just no DPS going down. But now it's going to be taken out. Now there's overcharged Bobs.
I think the Spriggans are over focusing on workers right now. I think he could have stayed out of range of that flat cannon and then just started like picking away at these barracks and the mech bay. I think that would have been had a lot more impact than trying to focus down a reinforced flat cannon. But not that it matters all that much. Brave just charging up into the third, I guess it was. And now these imps are in a spot of trouble. I don't think they've dug a path.
Oh, they have. Nope.
So they do manage to get out
They're
successfully.
going to run away to this fourth base over here.
Oh, to the ninja in the upper left. I love it.
But this force might be just melting the base here.
Yeah, I think the well, but gruu is still way ahead in supply. Where's his? Is this just a base race, or is that all tied up?
I
in
think
Spriggans?
we are base racing here. Now this is not
losing these twilights is gonna hurt.
Yeah, this is not going to be good. A bunch of imps trying to run away again here, but another twilight goes down, and then this is also going to be the greater shrine.
All the tech structures are right there too. Man, that's almost that's like a complete tech reset.
And what are these sprigs doing? They're just chilling.
Straight chilling. Yeah, between the imps and the Spriggans, I think that's what literally all the supply is. I don't know if there's a ground force. Oh, there's a bit of a ground force
here. Here we are. And what's the... Oh, these are imps trying to get... So that's the main gone. But we also see Spriggans here in Brave's main, basically trying to do the same thing. But like you said, they're focusing Bobs. Like, go for the main goods here.
Going for the goods.
Yeah.
Throws down another Bastion bubble on top of the... is that a high command?
If I get command... No, it's a command post. It's upgrading the central command.
Oh, it's in the mid.
Is that incredibly late, or did a central command already get taken out?
I couldn't tell you. It might have been at the double luminite.
Good call. So many Bobs going down here. And meanwhile, again, Exo. So this might be full base race. It looks like that army here got taken out, or here it is, just moving across the map. Imp's moving out, so this ninja's going to become super important. It looks like it's the new main.
Yeah. I think Brave just didn't know about that ninja base, so he was going all in, not worrying about the status of his own base. But, oh, look in the lower right as well. We see a couple more shrines going down, just to make it super annoying to try and, like, take care of every single structure.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Brave has not been doing the same, and he's actually not been preserving his Bobs, which in a base race is really important to do, and those might be the last Bobs he has on the map.
Yeah. Okay, so now... Okay, so Brave does finally scout the upper left. He does find it, but he also sees how many Shroud Stones
goodness.
are.
That's how you win a base race right there. You play tower defense.
I think this is going to be the very first game I've ever casted where it actually comes down to, like, killing the units. Oh, but the Exo's doing bonus damage.
What are they doing?
I think he thinks that he can still out... What are the Spriggans doing?
Yeah.
Spriggans, go back and win.
Go win the game.
What are you doing? No, gruu, no! Oh my gosh. What? Flying units against Exoball? What? You're throwing away the game!
Yeah. Oh no, but at least he's waiting for this. What do you... No. Oh, okay. I think he decided. He's like, there's nothing to save anymore. You've taken out my base. And, this is a smart one.
Is he just playing with his food? Like, what? Oh, I think he might have been looking for, expansions from Brave. But I think, Brave can't even build new Bobs anymore, can he?
No, I don't think so. Brave has no income, has no production.
That's what those Spriggans are out on the map doing. They're looking for other bases, but they should have just, like, finished off the main.
Yeah.
No. What are they doing at the vision camp? What are they doing? What are they doing?
I mean, this is a strategy for some base race. You want to have vision on the map, right, so that you know where your opponent's army is and such. But I guess, I mean, there's fog of war,
Is
right? You
there-
don't know that these are the
What
only
is
4
this?
buildings. We know these are the only 4 buildings.
Oh, if he finds these last shrines while gruu was just derping around on the map with his entire army, I'm gonna lose
Oh,
my
no,
mind.
no. Yeah, come
Why is he
on.
taking a health camp? What is he doing? Why is he taking a health camp?
I don't know. This is,
What,
you need this
what
base,
is
bro.
going on?
He's got a farm here. He's got this base. He's got so much income, but he's not building anything with it. Okay, can these Spriggans fight these Exos?
No, they can't. They straight up can't.
They take out... Well, if they maybe can do this...
What are you doing? What are you doing?
He's built a base over here, too. He's built a base over here.
That
Okay,
goes
okay.
down.
Okay, so... We see... Brave has to get back and defend these 2 buildings if he really wants to win. He doesn't know that there are other bases on the map.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. 200 armor, sorry. And there go those fiends. That was... Where's the rest of the Sprigs? Okay.
I'm going to need a break after this game. I'm going to lose my mind if gruu loses this game.
Alright, we'll definitely have to take a constitutional.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What am I watching? Oh, there is a Bob.
Oh,
Bob
you're
lives.
right. There is a Bob. There is a Bob. But there's no money.
But there's no Luminite to build anything.
But the Bob can repair for free. The Spriggans in a perfect ninja play. And the Exo's out of position. Oh no, bye bye
Just need
Bob.
to scout every single inch of the map.
Do it.
Oh,
Do it. GG from
we
Brave.
did it! No! Kill the building!
Kill it. Don't trust him on that.